Morning.
How's it going, man?
Not too bad. How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing this morning?
I don't know that you have bass in this lake.
Oh, we got quite a few in this lake. You just got to catch them.
Yeah, I hear you.
We just got started, but they sounds like they're cantankerous this morning.
Yeah.
Man, that's quite the setup.
Gotta be competitive out here somehow.
So does that got like pedal backups if the battery goes dead?
Just a paddle.
Paddle.
Bolts on the inside, you're okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you, sir.
All right, boss.
Appreciate you.
Good luck to you, man.
Good luck.
So before Water Patrol got to me, they were further up the bank checking out a tournament boat, and I could overhear from their conversation with these guys that they were clearly regulars on the Grand Lake tournament circuit. I could see for quite some time that they had been parked on a community hole, and it looked like they were throwing Carolina rigs. I had already tied on a Carolina rig, I just hadn't given it a shot yet. I had thrown it a few times in practice and didn't connect with anything. So I figured now would be a good time to make a change. I could tell that these guys were sitting further off the docks. Couldn't tell exactly what they were throwing at, but I figured it was time to give it a shot. So here we are with the first cast on the Carolina rig for the day, which also resulted in my first fish for the day. So I stayed in relatively the same area after catching that first fish, and I think it was probably on the 4th or 5th cast with the Carolina rig that I hooked up with keeper number 2. And what I was doing is I was largely blind casting at this point with the Carolina rig, just throwing it out in front of docks and in between docks in the open water areas, trying to stay out in the 10 plus foot depth range. And I was really working that Carolina rig fairly quickly across the bottom until I would find hard bottom, at which point I would really slow down and try and dead stick a little bit and really work that bait slowly over those rocky areas to try and produce bites.
to you. Fuck, yes.
So all three of these Carolina rig fish came on the same tackle setup. I was dragging 6 cents, 6.5 inch bodega bug in dark melon red. And what I was doing is I was taking the flappers on these bodega bugs and dyeing the first 2 inches or so chartreuse just to give them a little color pop. To me, the bait looked like a really good bluegill imitator when it was all dressed up.
Yeah, the other nice thing about fishing this is they gulp it pretty good, so it's a good hook set. God damn! Caught another tree. What? I just caught another tree. Got it all the way to the boat.
After these first 3 Carolina rig fish, the bite slowed down just a little bit. The water was starting to warm up. We were quickly approaching 88 degrees, which is where I noticed that the bite really turned off. So I ended up switching over to a football jig, and I tried to slow things down even more, and I got a lot more deliberate with my bait placement, using the scope to identify bottom structure, looking for brush piles or rock piles that I could find, and making sure to cast to the ones that were in my vicinity. And that seemed to work. I think both of my large football jig fish just came on a peanut butter and jelly colored jig. It did have rattle on it. I don't know if the rattle helped or not, but that PB&J color seemed to work. I threw a few other colors throughout the day that didn't seem to have as good of a hookup ratio. This football jig fish ended up being my big fish of the day at 19.5. It was the 5th fish that I needed to fill my limit and ultimately carried me into first place. As you can see here, I'm using scope to make a deliberate cast at a brush pile off the front of this dock where I could see some fish activity.
There it is. There it is. Oh yeah. Yeah. Very good. football. Oh. That'll get your pecker hard. Oh. 88.5. Oh. It's a good backdrop for your day, though. Fucking up in flames. Corey, you got any AAAs? He's stuck without you. You have any more luck besides that biggin?
Man, I only got 4. That's 17.
Well, you stay right there because I'm currently in first. So. He said he'll give you batteries if you catch him as fifth fish, so hurry it up.
You give me one of your pictures. That's all I got. I just need one.
He just keeps catching shorts.
Yeah, I got one decent one and then 2 short ones.
So I was really hoping for an upgrade with this fish. It was an isolated dock up against a nice rock jetty, just the picturesque conditions that we look for when deciding where to throw our baits. I sat here for probably 10 or 15 minutes trying to produce a bite. I had seen fish activity in the area, and I knew that this late in the competition day that someone was likely sandbagging, or that Corey Sims had found fish number 5 that would help him catch up or overtake my lead. I really wanted to hang on and do everything I could to produce upgrades, but unfortunately this fish came up short. And as I was winding out the day, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to try and fish a little bit behind the docks. I hadn't really spent a lot of time back behind the docks, especially this late in the day with a hot water temperature. I just didn't think it was going to produce bites, but these docks in particular, I decided to give a shot at skipping some football jigs up behind them. I was able to produce a bite here, but unfortunately, again, not an upgrade. Still holding on at 88.5 inches going into the last couple of minutes of competition.